Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you. This is Pastor James coming to you from the Fortress of Solitude here on Old Norcross Road with this week's midweek check-in. So much going on during this season of Lent as we make our way towards spring. It's almost here. You can feel it in the air a bit, unless you get out before 10 a.m., which I did today, and it was chilly. Still, warmer temperatures most days in the afternoon, and you can hear the birds singing, and things are starting to come to life. And so it's a wonderful, wonderful time of year. Just a few quick announcements about our schedule for this week. Tomorrow, we have our 10 a.m. Morning Bible study, which is only in person. That'll be in the Faith's Journey Sunday School classroom at 10 a.m. You're invited if you'd like to come for that. Then tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Chancel Choir rehearsal, and then at 7, our evening Bible study, which is available both in person and Zoom. So I'm excited for those live together opportunities. Thursday morning, our Thursday morning theology group will meet to discuss chapter 7 of Tim Keller's Forgive. That is both in person and Zoom. Our second Stations of the Cross for this Lenten season will take place on Friday night at 7 p.m. And then a very special opportunity for us on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. At Vernon Flanagan Funeral Home on Hurricane Shoals Road in Lawrenceville. I will be doing a celebration of life service for Cal Warlick. The family will be receiving friends beginning at 10:30 there in the funeral home. So if you want to get there a little bit early, speak to Sue and Alex and the family and some of his friends, I know they would very much appreciate that. So just wanted to make you aware of that this coming Saturday morning. 11 a.m. is when the service starts, but 10:30, a bit of visitation with Sue and Alex and the rest of the family. And then, of course, next Sunday, the 25th, we will reconvene, Lord willing, for our regular Sunday morning prayer at 9 a.m., Sunday school at 9:45, and then 11 a.m. for worship. All right, a couple of other things I want to share with you real quick. The first is in our book exchange, Jan Wooten has been very kind and gracious to put all sorts of books up for us, a lot of children's books. And so Carol Hansen and I are going to be going up to the Craddock Center on March 9th for their Psalms and Stories, which had to be rescheduled. And we're going to be taking some books up for the kids up in that area for the Craddock Center to donate. And so Jan has asked me to ask you that if there are any books in the book exchange downstairs in the small fellowship hall that maybe you'd like to have for your kids or your grandkids, please look through them. And if you want to take any, please do. But you'll need to do that before the 9th of March. So it's coming up just in a couple of weeks. So just want to make you aware of that. And so if you have any questions about that, please see Jan Wooten. But again, anytime you're in the building, if you'd like to go into the small fellowship hall and peruse the book exchange and any of those books you'd like to take and pass along to kids or grandkids, please feel free to do that. Second announcement, the Lenten Fruits Drive is on, formerly the Easter Blessing Bags. The Lenten Fruits, where we're helping the co-op where they really, really need help. And I made an announcement about that on Sunday. There's an article in the Chalice from last week, which we will, of course, keep in for this week, but they have specific needs, and it has to do in the areas of applesauce and other, you know, other fruits that are canned. You can pop the top, those kinds of things. And this will be a great service to the co-op because they can't get those from the Atlanta Food Bank. So there's always a need for those items. But if you have any questions about that, please see Jim Durant. And he will be able to point you in the right direction. We're still going to be giving out bags. We have plenty, and they will be available if you need them. Take them and fill them up, and then grab another one. It's a wonderful ministry any time of year, but particularly this time of year. And the last thing I'd like to talk to you about is the upcoming Oakland Community Garden Spring Arts and Crafts Fair, which will this year include a fundraiser. It's a barbecue. And before you start to say, "Oh no, not that again," We've all got our letter. We lettered in barbecue here in New Hope from 1973 until whenever we, because of uh, folks just not able for whatever reason, or just not enough volunteers to make it go the way that the barbecue had always went. Um, for whatever, we stopped doing the barbecues, and this is not that. All right. We have a caterer, and I want everybody to remember it, and I really want this to be encouraging to you. The garden is not its own thing. The garden is an outreach ministry of New Hope Christian Church. It always was from the beginning, and it still is. There are some things that the garden does on its own, but that has always been understood and will always be understood, at least by this pastor, as an outreach ministry to the king, to the community, showing kingdom love to them through the various events and through the growing of the garden. That garden is something we as a church uh, are giving, so to speak, to the community. Well, that garden needs funds. They're okay right now, but to keep that okay, and to start realizing some other dreams that the garden has, the garden shed, which plans are already underway for that, and other things that Drillin Jen Genzi and her team want to get underway, um, needs money. And so, since this is a ministry that we give to the community, you know, um, then I think it's only good stewardship for us to take part in this ministry. Now, Jennifer has written a very nice, very short, very nice garden news for this week's chalice, which will be disseminated electronically tomorrow, Lord willing. But I want to go ahead and make a plea to you to help. And there's two big ways, or three big ways actually, you can help. One, the first and foremost is pray. Pray for the garden. Pray for the craft fair. Pray for the garden to be of kingdom use for this neighborhood community. It already is, but continue those prayers. Keep those prayers coming. Second is Jennifer's going to be inviting us to sell tickets for this, like we used to do for the barbecue. Um, Maybe not at as grand a scale, but she does have a goal in mind. 500 tickets. She shared that with me just in the last few days. 500 tickets sold. Those tickets, are I think she says they're $12, and they'll come with certain meal, just like we used to do. Uh, and then the other thing is, she'd like for our bakers who usually bake for the bake table, uh, uh, and uh, and she's talked this over with Claudia Haxton, who's kind of heading this up. She talked that over with her, and so instead of having a bake sale at the Spring Arts and Crafts Fair, what the garden would like to see from our bakers, and boy, don't we have some good ones. And even if you don't bake, you can go out and you can buy. Publix has a wonderful bakery. Ingles has a wonderful bakery. Kroger, it depends on the location. But certainly there are all kinds of good bakeries around. Maybe you even know an independent bakery that you can support. But bringing dessert items to accompany the food that our caterer, Sea Love, is going to be providing. All right, and that's it. So if you were thinking, we got to meet here on the day before and unload, however many pigs we dedicated to the nourishment of our bodies during the barbecue. No, none of that, none of that. But right now, that's the ask. And so one of those three things. And if I got anything wrong, she'll tell me. But one of those three, pray, sell tickets, and those will be available the first Sunday in March, or maybe before. It's going to be in March. You might be able to hit her up for tickets before then. March 1st is Friday. All right. But certainly by the 3rd of March, we'll have tickets available for us to take and sell. And then the other is those of you that bake, and if you'd like to buy some dessert items to accompany the food. And you can read more about that in her Garden News article for this week. Okay. Well, this video is already longer than I wanted it to be, but I just felt like, we need to say, you preaching. You don't know how blessed your pastor is at the ministry of the Oakland Community Garden. I can't keep saying. I know some folks might get a little tired of hearing about it. Well, as far as outreach goes, that is our most effective outreach tool right now that we have at New Hope Christian Church, and it is working. It is not putting people in pews, but it is sharing the love of God with them, sharing, doing unto them as we'd have others do unto us. And folks, that makes a difference in this community. And that is part of what being church is all about. So I just want to throw that in there and encourage you to be encouraged and be an encourager about the garden because I'll never stop talking about it. I think it's a wonderful ministry. I had a vision for a garden. Jim Durant shared that vision with me, but neither one of us had the time, the gifts, or the wherewithal to make that a reality. And then God sent us somebody who did. So, enough preaching. You'll hear more from me on Sunday. God bless you. God bless you. I love you. And more important than that, Jesus loves you too. Have a great week. I hope to see you around here sometime this week. Bye bye.